for this question. So, as you mentioned, I'm an economist by training. I did my undergrad and PhD in economics, and today I serve as the youth representative in the Local 2030 Steering Committee that is currently co-chaired by FAO and UN Habitat, and it aims to localize the Sustainable Development Goals. In this role, I'm also the lead of the youth consultations, and we did do the consultations toward the big events such as the Finance for Development Conference in Seville, the COP in Brazil happening soon in November, and the World Social Summit in Qatar. So these are planned youth consultation in collaboration, of course, with the great partners such as the UN Office and the FAO World Food Forum, who were collaborating for the Finance for Development youth consultations.
And for our listening audience with all of the acronyms, FAO?
Oh, FAO is the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Yeah, I should have mentioned that.
Oh, this is great. And so, can you talk to us about why it's important for the youth to become involved in the United Nations work, about the oceans? What is going on that the youth really need to know, as well as our communities across the world, and especially here in Los Angeles? What can we learn from you today?
Yeah, especially here in Nice. Yeah, so today we are in Nice for the UN Ocean Conference. And we will talk about Ocean Conference. Okay, thank you so much. Passionate about Ocean Conference. So I will be telling one of the challenges and some of the potential solutions. But before getting there, we need to understand, why do we care? Why should we care about the ocean specifically? Maybe you know, maybe you don't, but the ocean is responsible of most of the oxygen we breathe. The ocean produces more than 50% of the oxygen we breathe. And you also know that the earth is covered mostly by water, and 97% of this water is found in the ocean. Mostly also, ocean absorbs 1/3 of human-made emission and 90% of the extra heat produced by greenhouse gas. So when it is protecting us from the global warming, however, protecting us comes at a cost, because when absorbing this heat, there is something called ocean acidification that disrupts the marine life, because fishes now migrate for cooler water, and of course it also affects the livelihoods of the population depending on that and living in the coastal borders. So this being said, why and how we should help this, what are the challenges and which solution we can provide. So we can provide many solutions, right? And as a young person, I'm sure you have innovative idea. Like at the institutional level, we can protect the blue carbon systems with the mangrove, the seagrass, and the whales. And I love telling this story that the whales absorb 33 tons of carbon during the course of their life. And when they die, this carbon is sequestered. So there is carbon sequestration, and that's just stayed in the body. And this is the equivalent of 1,500 trees, the carbon that the trees absorb in a year. So we should protect this, and we should also support sustainable fisheries and of course youth-led initiatives. Now as youth, because it's also your problem, it is our problem, everyone needs to work together to achieve the SDG 14. As youth, what can you do? You would tell me you don't have a lot of power. That's fair, I don't. But you can raise awareness, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to your neighbors and tell them about the benefit of oceans, and tell them about why should they care. Not everyone is aware about plastic pollution. You would tell me, oh wow, really, no one is aware? Let me tell you, not everyone is aware. You can tell them why does it matter, and you'll be surprised how of a big change this small action can produce. We can also have capacity building. We can have events, advocacy, participating in this conference, advocating for your work, advocating of why Ocean cares, advocating of your initiative. There was a very nice initiative called Ghost Year initiative, where they aim to collect this ghost shell found, because sometimes fish confuse them for food and then it intoxicates them. These are initiatives, these are innovation. As youth, you are brilliant. please, you can be involved in different ways, and you can be involved also in the consultations we organize with the Local 2030. So we are waiting for you, and the report of the previous one will be shared soon.